your host, Coach Jake. Welcome. We are going to deep dive into the strategies that transform underdogs into champions. What's up, Caleb, Cassie, Floyd, Alston, Rogers, Pratik. Hello, Coach. Khalib. What's up? Local Batman. Howdy. Happy to see all you guys. So today we're going to talk about how do you transform an underdog into a champion, right? This might be in a narrative for pro wrestling. This might be to sell a fight in MMA. This might be in business. Hannibal, what's up, bro? Kanban, howdy. Happy to see you guys. Thank you. Give me a number one in the chat. Give me Marlo Stanfield 88. Hey, brother. What's up, dude? Happy to see you guys. So I want to talk about how you could turn your status as an underdog into a champion. I mean, we see this all the time. Carson Hunter, come to our state tournament. What state are you in, dude? I'm in Colorado. We just had our wrestling championships. Really exciting, too. Fantastic. Knock 'em dead. Caleb gave me a number one. Thanks, brother. So, guys, of course, light me up in the comments. That's what I'm here for. I can't bring you on the chat. I wish I could. But I will read your comments. Carson's in Hawaii. What's up, Carson? In Hawaii, dude. Go check out Shoot Dojo, Hawaii. My guy, Jazz. We got a club out there. I don't know all the names of the islands. I'm sorry. I'm heading out there, though, here very shortly. Go talk to Jazz. Shoot Dojo, Hawaii. All right, Carson. We'll get you trained up. He's a great guy. Yeah. So how do we go from an underdog into a champion, right? And then what happens when you become a champion? I mean, look at somebody like Conor McGregor, right? Total underdog, became a champion. Now he's kind of stuck. Carson Hunter, what island? I think he's on the main island, brother. I'm Shoot Dojo Hawaii. Just at Shoot Dojo on Instagram here. Connect with him or DM me and I'll connect you guys. But knock him dead at the Hawaii State wrestling championships. That's awesome, dude. Super excited for you. So anyway, man, I want to talk about this because there was some that happened, man. I was on Sportskeeda today, and there's this article that starts out. You're welcome, Carson. You're welcome. There's this article that starts out. Who gives a SHIT Tristan Tate defends Elon Musk amid allegations of him bending X rules or Twitter rules for himself? Did you guys see this? I'll just read a little bit. Tristan Tate, you guys know who that is, right? What's the other Tate's brother? I can't ever remember. My kid's into him. I don't follow him. But Tristan is the brother. He's recently stepped forward to defend Elon Musk. Right? Did you hear about this? Against accusations that Musk, or I'll read it exactly. Tristan Tate has recently stepped forward to defend Elon Musk against accusations of the tech mogul bending certain rules on X, i.e. Twitter, for his own benefit. The Tesla CEO has faced allegations of manipulating X, previously Twitter's, community note rules, which he acquired on October 22nd to promote his own posts. Despite this action conflicting with the platform's guidelines, Musk's acquisition of the social media company in a $44 billion deal. Can you imagine? Oh, my God. And subsequent rebranded sparked significant controversy. Many criticized his frequent sharing of alleged controversial statements. The polarizing social media influencer and younger brother of Andrew Tate, that's his name, defended Musk with a dismissive comment in response to a report by a media portal. He implied that the ex-CEO is entitled to make decisions about his platform regardless of perceived fairness or contradictions. Quote, what Tristan Tate says, quote, who gives a shit? I smoke cigarettes in my own bed, but I don't allow women to do the same. It's my bed. All right. So, man, those guys really know how to get people fired up and pissed off. First of all you guys out there, how many of you guys, give me a number one if you're a fan of Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate, Elon Musk. There seems to be this little band of like guys. They're not all technically together, but they're all fighting against this like woke World Economic Forum propaganda machine. I don't know. Give me a number one. Khalib says, yeah, it's his platform. He can do what he wants. So, okay, there we go. So, I want to take this story, as maybe a bit of a lesson, right? Because this is really like a modern topic in the age of social media. Khalid says one all the way. So, how do you face accusations, false accusations, accurate accusations, whatever, just accusations or allegations in the public sphere in front of everybody without anybody looking at the evidence, anybody protecting either the victim or the accuser or whatever, all that stuff. How do we make the most of the fact that that kind of BS gross thing exists in the world? I'd love to hear what some of you guys think, because we've seen this play out. Now, some of the accusations, like maybe a Harvey Weinstein, totally true. Some of the accusations, like against that Supreme Court justice, or who's the guy that was in Edward Scissorhands, Pirates of the Caribbean, that whole thing, right? Rom, what's up, man? Happy to see you. So anyway, I kind of want to get into this, like somebody like Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate, man, they actually got thrown in a prison, got accused of like human trafficking, all this kind of stuff. Never saw a court, just totally slandered and smeared, and yet they came out stronger for it. But you have other people that go into that same kind of ringer and they don't come out so well, right? I mean, look at Dana White. He slapped his wife on video and now it's like nothing ever happened, okay? Or look at somebody like Mike Tyson. Went to jail for some pretty, accused of some heinous crimes, got convicted, came back and redeemed himself, right? So I really want to talk about this because this affects MMA, this affects pro wrestling. Look at Vince McMahon. Okay. I mean, all that stuff that came out about Vince McMahon, super duper gross, right? The accusations. And I'm just going to be real. I would bet that they're probably true. I don't know. It's kind of gross, but it's not a crime. There was no consent broken. There was no bribery or, anything nefarious. It was just a bunch of weirdos doing gross stuff together. And then they all tried to embarrass each other for money. I mean, that's how it comes off to me. And are you getting inoculated to this, right? So I think people are starting to get inoculated. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But, when the going gets tough get going, right? Elon Musk, Julian Assange, all these people have been hammered and accused of things that may or may not be true, but probably not true. But some people are accused of things and they are true. Or some people, I mean, I'm just going to be real. The sitting president was accused by his daughter of heinous crimes. Have you heard about this? Like, it actually was in her diary, like not intended for public display. It was stolen and came out. Okay. So when the going gets tough, the tough get going, right? So Elon Musk, the Tate brothers, they remind us that, a strong personal brand, Mike Tyson, can weather truly any storm. Dana White, he has a strong brand, whether you like him or not. I'm not saying, even Vince McMahon, this guy's been doing weird stuff for decades and decades and decades at the center of controversy, still a strong brand. So how can you, as, say, a business owner, an entrepreneur, an athlete, how can you build a brand that is resilient despite the changes in things, right? Like remember, like things get trendy, like BLM or Me Too or whatever. When these things get trendy, the Tea Party, like all these things get trendy. How does one build a brand that withstands that? I'd love to hear your feedback, right? What do you guys think? Like, let's run this exercise for yourself. I mean, how many of you guys, give me a number one, have big goals for yourself? Like, want to make an impact, want to be a champion, want to get out in front of millions of people? How many? How many of you guys want that kind of status? Who want that kind of elevation? Caleb gave me a number one. Thank you, brother. How many of you guys out there? Really? All you guys right now watching, none of you guys want that. Well, some people do, right? So I'm curious how you would attack that. Okay? How do you overcome public scrutiny? and judgment, especially by people that weren't there, when there might be players in the field that are slandering, lying, fabricating. How do you come back from that? So, and what is the role of a brand, right? What is a brand? A brand is like this, like number one. So you see it, you get a vibe, you get a feel, you know what it means. Like the Nike swoosh, like the McDonald's arches. Instance, a symbol, like a Superman S, that's the brand. Like you brand a cow, that's where it comes from. So people recognize the ownership of whatever it is. So how do you build that kind of brand that is just indestructible? I mean, look at Conor McGregor, man. That guy's been, and whether it's true or not, I don't know, but he's been put through the ringer with all kinds of accusations and whatnot. So every punch you take, man, either in the ring or from public opinion, it's about resilience, right? So this is where I love the metaphors, that connection between both sport and business. I look at business like a sport, and I look at sport like a business. Because if you're serious about it, I think it's important that you do that, because both of them really have so much in common. So how do you build personal resilience? Let's take that metaphor from, let's say, MMA. How do you build resilience? Let's say you're doing grappling or wrestling. I see this all the time when the new guys come in, or girls, and their arms are all beat up and bruised, and because their body's not conditioned to it yet. Right? Look at what Russell Brand has had to go through. Did you guys hear that crazy thing on Tucker Carlson that poor Russell Brand had to go through? Wild. I believe that it's the same kind of situation as conditioning yourself in the court of public opinion as it is in the ring. You just kind of got to get beat up. You got to get in there. You got to get, and you look at somebody like Andrew Tate, for example. That's kind of who we opened the story with, the Tate brothers and Elon Musk. They just keep pushing through. So, one of the things that I'd like to talk about a little bit too is, and this might go for not just Elon Musk, but let's talk Vince McMahon. The art of bending the rules, and especially when you're the owner. Now, this is the funny thing, right? So, and this is also goes to Zuckerberg, right? Remember, we had all that controversy about the elections being manipulated by those, I can't remember the name of the company that was doing it through Facebook. Remember that? I think it was maybe the 2016 election. Can't remember. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? So that is interesting because it's a very similar concept. So how have people circumvented the First Amendment right to squelch freedom of speech? They say, you're on my platform, so I can do whatever I want. And I kind of agree with that, honestly. And this is what I like about X or Twitter, is that he said, this is my platform and I'm allowed freedom of speech. I mean, he runs the place. It's his house. He owns it. He paid $44 billion. I don't think anybody can even fathom spending $44 billion on something, right? A billion's 1,000 million and a million's 1,000,000. You guys don't even have $1,000 in your bank. And he had 1,000 times 44. It's like crazy. And he paid that for Twitter. Does that not give him justification to do what the heck he wants with it? If that means he boosts his own posts, okay? Don't you have to pay for reach on these platforms? He paid $44 billion. Why not let him do what the hell he wants with his own reach? Okay? So the other thing is if you're savvy to this, it's like judo, right? You can use the energy coming at you and actually turn it to your advantage. I think guys like Andrew Tate, I think guys like Elon Musk are really good at this. Caleb Casey Floyd says, I think it's amazing that we have the freedom of speech, except when it comes to threatening. And Elon never did that. Yeah. I mean, right. I mean, excellent point. You're 100% right, Caleb. So how do we now, let's assume that we've developed resilience, like an Andrew Tate, like an Elon Musk, like a Mike Tyson. See, Mike Tyson developed resilience first in the ring and then had to develop it outside of the ring. I mean, he went to jail for one of the most heinous, awful crimes that somebody could be accused of, and came out stronger for it, resilient. His brand is amazing. He sells stuff just by being Mike Tyson. Despite that to me is an amazing thing, and I think something that everybody can learn from. Right? I mean, am I right? Am I wrong? Hit me up in the chat, guys. I would love to get your perspective on this. How then can you leverage it to help explode who you are, right? So one of my mentors is Grant Cardone. Love that guy. So smart. And he says, if they don't know you, they can't flow you. That money follows attention. Now, that assumes that you actually are leveraging this controversy for growth. I think, what was the other guy that ran WCW? I can't remember his name, but he wrote a book called Controversy Creates Cash, right? Eric Bischoff. Controversy creates cash. So, but you have to have the mind for that, because if you don't, you're going to get hammered. Right? So despite these controversies, how do you actually build a community? Right? Do you try to appeal to the people that are also disenfranchised, that are also alienated by the culture, that don't want to buy into, say, the wokeness or the speech? What's very interesting to me is that that Klaus Schwab guy said that his biggest enemy of his goals is libertarianism. Well, libertarianism just has the goal of abolishing individual slavery, of liberty, creating, that's the so that tells me that he's trying to be a slave master. Am I wrong? Do you guys even know what I'm talking about? Are you clued into this stuff? I think it's important. And especially for those of us that are in, combat sports, because it's so adjacent to this idea of self-defense, which is sacred. I don't think anybody that is into self-defense or combat sports would argue against the right to somebody's ability to defend themselves from anybody that's trying to harm them, wrongfully so, whether it's an agent of the state or a private person or whatever. So this psychology, I think, circles around. It's this psychology of the underdog. Look at Cody Rhodes, right? For those of you that switched from MMA and politics to WWE now, it's all related, because it's about narratives, and it's about the story, and it's about branding, it's about business, about sports, about competition, about winning. David M. Crew, I just want them to stop putting holes in the ship. What does that mean? I'm not sure what you mean there, buddy. So, look at somebody like Cody Rhodes. The guy was a mid-carder years ago, left the company, total underdog against WWE, started that all-in promotion with NWA. That blew up and inspired, what's his name, Tony Khan or whatever, the guy to start AEW and put Cody in the center of that. Cody parlayed that, left AEW, then became in contendership for the championship in the main event at WWE. And then The Rock comes in like a dingle-dong and thinks he could just step in, and it just totally backfires, making Cody even more beloved and more of an underdog. And then they try to pretend like they meant to do it, which is just hilarious to me. Like, people aren't smart to that kind of stuff anymore. Anyway, as we wrap up the discussion today, I really want you guys to remember that the greatest victories, they often come from the hardest, toughest battles, things that you're just like, oh my gosh, right? So it's not just about facing adversity. It's about using it and leveraging it. That is the thing. How do you have the presence of mind that when somebody's pushing into you, you do drop Seyanagi or whatever, right? You do a mare and toss them. And that goes same when people were bullying you. And the thing is we don't know half the time. This is what really bothers me, is that the presumption of innocence is just getting hammered because people just sling mud and try to berate and ruin and destroy people without any evidence or facts, or some people are being paid off, and it's just the level of corruption. So I think we're getting very desensitized, and this requires us to have a level of integrity and a level of critical thought of how do you analyze these narratives, and do you understand? I mean, we now live in this time when AI, what is that? ChatGPT just came out with this thing that they're getting ready to launch. Forgot the name of it. My memory's not great today, but you can in one sentence create a film. Like if anything comes to you over a screen, you should just automatically not even assume it's real. So, the movie The Matrix, I think it's a great metaphor, but it's not that we're plugged in physically and it's jacking our brains yet. I mean, that Neuralink stuff is coming, so it could happen soon, sooner than you'd think. But right now, the Matrix isn't built that way. It's built out of these screens. And we don't know what is true anymore unless it's 3 feet in front of our face and real. So, guys, mental self-defense. I talk about this all the time. I had a radio show for years built around this concept. Understand the informal fallacies of logic, ad hominem, ad verecundiam, all these different kinds of informal fallacies. You can go Google it. It's right there. You just got to know what to look up. That will help you have a simple toolkit to start developing the ability to reason and judge evidence. And always remember, stick with the evidence. Now, if it's on the screen, you can't believe it anymore. Anything can be fabricated. In fact, it makes me wonder how far back this technology has actually existed before they leaked it to the public. How many events are pseudo events? Google pseudo events. There's entire books written about this subject by esteemed academics and authors. So, when these kind of things happen to you, you've got to be conditioned. You've got to take the punch and know how to either roll with the punch or counter or rope-a-dope. There's a lot of strategies out there. So I really appreciate all you guys joining me today, man. It's been really great. If you have any questions, if I can help you, consider me here for the next 5 minutes. I do want to, while you're coming up with your questions in the chat or whatever, I do want to address, we've got a couple cool things coming up. March 24th, we have the King of Catch Wrestling. It's back. Been going since 2007. The first modern catch-as-catch-can competition. Everybody else has followed us, which is great. We're blessed. But this is the first one and the only one with a catch-as-catch-can rule set co-developed by Carl Gotch, the god of wrestling. That's going to be, again, March 24th down in Imperial Beach, California. You can go to @King of Catch Wrestling on Instagram. You can go to kingofcatchwrestling.com. I think it'll take you to the registration page. If you have any questions, I could connect you with Luis Ojeda, who is hosting that event. Luis is a scientific wrestling elite coach. Luis also is a successful high school wrestling coach. But he's even more than all of that. He is the winningest catch wrestler of the modern age. He won the very first King of Catch in 2007 and was just competing at Josh Barnett's last catch wrestling event out in California, in Southern California. So from 2007 to 2023, I think that was at. So, man, the guy's been going for a minute. He's been wrestling for a long time and is the winningest guy in the sport. So go get involved with that. He's also going to be there with Sam Crescent, another one of our scientific wrestling elite coaches, 4th degree Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, Billy Robinson, handpicked assistant coach through scientific wrestling. Him and Luis are going to be out at Pinion Hills Martial Arts Labyrinth Retreat. This beautiful, it's gorgeous, man. You got to even if you just go to stay at the retreat, it's amazing. but then you're going to get 2 days with Sam and Luis. You can go to coachingcatch.com for that. You can go to King of Catch Wrestling to go compete, test yourself under the catch wrestling rules. You guys all say that, there's some people, I mean, after 20 plus years, we've had amazing impact. But there's some people who still talk smack. It's like, shut up and show up, dude. That's why I developed it in 2007, by the way. Because I just got sick of people talking crap. I'm like, well, just show up then. Let's see how smart you are, mighty keyboard warrior. Just show up. And in addition to that, we've got we've got the camp in Hawaii coming up with myself and Wade Chalice. March 1st, I'm going to be at Black Flag giving the first and only seminar I've given around my best-selling BJJ Fanatics DVD instructional on the Nelson hold, the most deadly hold in all of combat sports. I'm going to be breaking it down, dissecting it, and showing you all the tricks and counters and recounters that you can do with this fantastic, fantastic hold. I did the first ever Nelson's for Grappling DVD, and it's a bestseller now. I'm really proud of that. I'm excited for you guys to come out. Now, typically, I like to do longer trainings. I do camps. I don't like to do seminars, but I'm making an exception. I was requested to do this. And so I'm going to go down there to the 2023 #1 scientific wrestling affiliate, Black Flag Submission Company, led by a scientific wrestling elite coach. There's only a few of them. And Gil Olivas, he is head of that crew down there. So come on down. You need to go to Black Flag Submission Company to get the details on that and sign up. You can DM me. I'll connect you with the right people. So we've got King of Catch Wrestling coming up, kingofcatchwrestling.com. We've got tons of opportunities for you guys to come to an accelerator camp, not just with Luis or Jesse, but you can come. We've got camps with, this is blowing my mind. I'm still excited about it. Pat Miletich, like mega legend, dude. The guy's like brilliant. Coached more UFC champions, was the first welterweight champion, still fighting. Dominated, even though he kind of gassed and had some problems, but dominated that last fight he had. Dude, that guy's going to be, he's signed on. He's a big part. In fact, he's now also the president of Shoot Pro Wrestling. You guys have seen our shows. We've done 3 of them so far. We're really swinging for the fences, just so you guys understand. Sure, I could just be churning these like little shows out and doing it, but the purpose here, I'm a big thinker and I do things very methodically. The purpose of those 3 shows was to develop basically what's known as a sizzle reel, so I could take it down to investors and to broadcasters and distributors and have them and pitch them on the concept. Everybody's loved it. We actually got a huge backer right now that we're basically sewing up the last bits of the deal. We're going to do some big stuff with Shoot Pro. It's very, very exciting. I wish I could tell you about all this stuff. Someday I'll have to write a book about all the behind the scenes stuff. It's huge. It's wild. Anyway, Pat signed on to be a part of that. Same with King Mo Law. Blake Bulletproof Troop is going to be on board. I'm really excited about this show, man. It's going to be amazing. So we're trying to aim for middle of the summer. And what else, man? Go to Coaching Catch. Get to one of the camps. We got Wade Chalice, me, Sam, Jesse, Luis, Pat Miletich, Gil Olivas. I'm going to be doing the Nelson seminar. I'm going to be bumping up some new elite coach who I'm very, very proud to say. This is a guy, I'm not going to leak it, but I'll give you, he is an All-American Greco-Roman, 4th degree Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. We're doing big things. So, guys, check them out. Go to these URLs. King of Catch Wrestling. Coaching Catch, Scientific Wrestler, become a part of our unit, making money, building, growing, having impact. Go to shootprowrestling.com. I guess that's the 4 for the wrestling side. Now, some of you guys, you may or may not know, I'm a 10X Elite business coach with Cardone Enterprises. I also have a master's degree in financial mathematics. I bought and sold several companies, started them, acquired them, grown them, scaled them into millions of dollars. And that's what I do now for most of my days is I I'm 50 years old. So I spend a lot of time doing business coaching and consulting. You guys, I just launched the new page. I'd love for you guys to check it out. No1 Coaching, but it's spelled like that, N-O-1, N-O-1, and then coaching.com. Check that out. I have a ton of testimonies. You can see all the people that not all the people, but tons of people. You probably won't watch all the testimonials because you'd be, believe it or not, bored with all the massive success. And I'm talking massive success. We're talking some of these people, I'm doubling and tripling their incomes inside of 3 months. Okay. Do you understand? 3 months from now, that would be May. Can you imagine having twice the money by May that you have now? Go to no1coaching.com. If I can help you, I will. Now, mind you, this offer is typically for either business owners, and I'm looking for those business owners that already have somewhere between 3 to 10 employees. Make it somewhere, under 3 million, above $500,000. But I will also help solopreneurs, but I need you making probably close to 300,000 or 400,000 so we can get you up over that million. All right. Again, No1 Coaching, spelled just like this, right? N-O-1 and then coaching.com. You can also, if you need some help with marketing, go to no1.llc. You go to kingofcatchwrestling.com, coachingcatch.com, scientificwrestler.com, become an affiliate. And the other thing you could do is go to Shoot Pro Wrestling. I have all the matches there. You can watch all the matches we filmed over 3 shows. Singles matches, tag team matches, a whole tag team tournament, in fact. Triple shoots, which are like triple threat matches. 3-way single man tag. Mind-blowing stuff, guys. Anyway, I'm going to jump. I don't see anybody taking advantage of the opportunity here. Maybe I missed some questions. Double check. Nope. I appreciate all you guys for showing up. I will talk to you guys real soon. Again, hit me up in the DMs if you have any questions. I'm here to help you.